Jean Pierre reveals the secrets to one of his favorite recipes, shrimp sambuca, while teaching a few of the basics for creating symphonies in the kitchen on Sunshine Cuisine.
And welcome to Sunshine Cuisine. I am your chef and host, Jean Pierre. Today I'm going to share with you one of my most popular recipes in my cooking classes, and without a doubt, one of the most requested recipes at the Left Bank restaurant for the past 17 years. It is a shrimp sambuca. Oh, until you see how incredible it is, how much flavor it is for so little work. As a matter of fact, what's wonderful about Sunshine Cuisine is that I do it from the beginning to the end. You are going to see me do it in the next 20 minutes, one of the most wonderful, mouth-watering shrimp dishes you've ever had in your life. Very simple. And as I do it, I'm going to teach you a few techniques. So watch very carefully, because those techniques, you're going to use them over and over again in so many food preparation. For instance, a shrimp. I am going to show you how to peel and devein a shrimp. Sounds easy? It sounds difficult, but look how easy it is. Look at those little legs over here. You know what's simple? All you gotta do is yank the little legs. Okay, look how simple it is. Then what you do, you take the peel of the shrimp. Look how easy it is to do. Just take it out, take the peel right off, and that's it. Oh, I gotta tell you something about the shell. Now, the shell, believe it or not, has the most incredible flavor. You must save them at all time. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something interesting. I make a shrimp stock that I use to make a shrimp bisque, which is a nice, very smooth, creamy shrimp soup. All I use is the shell and vegetables, all kind of celery and leeks and carrots, and chop it all up. Because when you cook those little shells, there is so much flavor that releases from it, you won't believe. So whenever you do shrimps, whenever you work with a dozen or two or three, put them in a freezer, keep them. You're gonna make some soups, you're gonna make some stocks with it. You're not gonna believe it. It's a wonderful flavor. Don't throw anything away. Now, the shrimps, I forgot, I almost forgot to show you something about the shrimps. Now, there is a vein on the inside of the shrimp that you must remove, because not only it is not very attractive, but it also gives a little bitter flavor. So you take a knife and you make a little incision of, I would say, about 1/4 of an inch deep, right in the middle, and you put the shrimps in the water just to clean up the vein. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. All I'm doing really is just removing the vein. Very simple, you see? And that's what it's called, a peel and devein shrimp. We will work with the shrimp. Later on, I'll show you how to cook them. Okay, holy macaroni. Very simple. Now, I want to show you something else. Oh, God, I'm going to show you all kind of stuff today. I'm going to show you things that you must use at all time. Like, for instance, a shallot. Have you ever seen a shallot before? Maybe you've seen it in a grocery store before and wondered what it was. Well, what it is, it's the cousin of the onion. That's right, it's a cousin of the onion. I love shallots so much more than onion. They're much more potent, they have a lot more flavor than the onion, without the bitterness of an onion. So when I make a sauce, shallots is really my choice, and it should be yours too. Very simple to handle the shallots. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you how to cut them. Okay, what we do is we peel, we'll take the bottom off, and we'll take the top off. Now, this one happens to be a very nice shallot. Some of them are a little smaller than that, but that's okay. The size doesn't really make a difference. Just make sure that when you buy one, then like garlic, the peppery skin on the outside is nice and tight, and the shallots feel firm. That means it's nice and fresh. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to show you how to peel it. Here it is. We're peeling it. And I'm going to show you how to mince it. Mince it. You know, in so many recipes, you see minced shallots. That sounds complicated, but it's nothing. Wait until I show you. Now, I would like the camera to come in right over here. Richard, you think we can bring the camera down and show the shallots?
Yep, here it comes.
Yeah, here it comes. Okay, well, here it is. Now, I don't know if you see the lines right over here. Can we see the lines right over there? Okay. Now, those lines are guides for us. They will guide us to cut, to follow them. Now, okay, I'm going to cut following the line. I'm going to go 75% of the way. What do I mean by 75%? If I were to cut this way, that would mean 100%. I would cut all the way through. I'm not doing that. I'm going 75%, which means that I'm cutting it 3/4 of the way. That's all. You see, then what happened is that part that is not cut will hold everything nice and neat together. So I'm making this incision right here. Okay, now I know it's 75% cut that way. By the way, you use the same technique for an onion. Onion. Sometimes I speak with some different accent here. Okay, anyway, so you cut 75% of the way. And then, now, look what I'm doing here. I'm going the other way. The 1 time, 2 time, and here 3 time. Now, the whole key right now is going to be to cut this way. So now, what do I have? Well, I have all equally, I have sizes. All of my pieces are of equal size. Sometimes, like at the end, you have to do that. But what happened is it's so very important that all the pieces of shallots be the same size. Why is it so important? Well, it's because they will cook in the same amount of time. Think about it, it's very simple. If you let a big piece and a small little piece, well, the little piece will cook faster. So, you see, that's another thing I want to teach you. When it comes to cooking, I want you to understand the ingredients so then you can handle them right. See, that's one of the things I learned from my mother again. My mother would respect all ingredients. She would understand them. You know, when you respect the ingredient, you get the most out of it. It's kind of like a person, isn't it? When you respect somebody, well, you get a lot out of them. And respect is something you must earn when it comes to the food. You must really give the respect to the food by treating it properly. Cut it all the same size, they will cook in the same amount of time. That's as simple. If you cook it too much, it will be bitter, it will be dry. We were going to teach you all that, which is really what I want to do with Sunshine Cuisine. I want to teach you how to handle the ingredients so you maximize their effects. That's exactly what you're going to do. You can extract the maximum amount of flavor out of a whatever it is that you're working with. That's the whole idea. Now, tomatoes. Oh, look at them tomatoes. Those tomatoes are vine-ripened tomatoes. Yes, sir, that's what they are, vine-ripened tomatoes. You know what that means? That means that the tomato is allowed to ripen on the vine. Vine-ripened tomato. Very simple. Now, you go to the store, usually they have a little sticker that says vine-ripened tomatoes. They don't have a sticker, then maybe they advertise. They have to advertise, then it's vine-ripened tomato because it is a selling point. Now, the fact that it's allowed to ripen on the vine, that means that it's really going to have a lot more fruity flavor. You can actually smell them, you know, which reminds me. My grandmother used to have 3 or 4 kind of tomatoes in a backyard. As a matter of fact, when we would open up the door of the garden, it would smell like tomatoes. Oh, there's nothing like a beautiful fresh tomato salad with a balsamic vinaigrette dressing. I'm going to show you how to make that in one of the other shows. This is wonderful. So, you know the difference, I was going to say the difference, and then I went to a tangent, I forgot, but the tomatoes that are not ripened on the vine are allowed to ripen in a gas chamber. You see, tomatoes have their own natural gas. It's called an ethylene gas. And when they take tomatoes green out of the vine, they put them in those gas chambers, put some ethylene gas in there and allow them to ripen, but they're not half as flavorful as they are when they are allowed to ripen on a vine. Anyway, what do we do with the tomatoes? I'm going to take the skin and the seeds off. The reason why I'm going to do that is because, first of all, the skin becomes chewy when you cook it, and the seeds become very hard. It's very simple to do. It's called a tomato concasse. You heard that expression before, didn't you? When you look at all those cookbooks, you say 2 cups of tomato concasse. See page number 325. At the end of the book, it's always. I'm going to show you how it is. Tomato concasse. Very simple. We take a tomato, we take the back of the tomato, and we make a little cross right here in the back of the tomato. See? 1, 2. Very simple. I'm going to take the tomato now, and I'm going to go in the hot water right over here. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to shock the skin. The skin will come off very, very easily if you do that. From the hot water, I'm going to take it and put it in the ice water. That will really, really shock, and we'll be able to take it off. And you must do that. Because if you don't do that, it only takes a couple of minutes. Now, supposedly, you can use a vegetable peeler, but you know what? I never had one sharp enough to do that. You must have a very, very, very sharp a tomato peeler, I mean vegetable peeler, in order to be able to take it off. This technique, piece of cake, very, very simple. Believe me, it's well worth the trouble. Now, I'm going to go back over here and get my tomatoes. It must stay in there very, very little amount of time. Make sure I'm going to bring the water to boil just 1 little second, which, by the way, would be nice. Make sure your water is boiling and leave it in there just a minute, not more than that. Otherwise, you know what you're going to do? You're going to cook the tomatoes. You don't want to cook the tomatoes. You just want to cook the skin. You just want to shock the skin, then it'll come out. So let me turn that off, because I think now we have it right here. It is, it is, it is. I'm going to bring my tomatoes right here in a cold water, and I hope that I can demonstrate that. Oh, yes, I know I did it. Oh, I'm happy, because I sure would hate it if it didn't work. So let me put that right in there. Okay, now here it is. The tomato, I've been shocked, remember. Oh, another thing, another reason why I'm putting the cold water is because I'm stopping the cooking process. Okay, now, here it is. Let's see if it works. Now, the reason why I have that little cross is because now it allows me to take that skin, and look what happened. It comes right out. Very, very easy. You know what? I could have left it. I could have left them a few more seconds. That would come out even easier, but I was so afraid to overcook them. But look how easy it is, huh? It's very simple to do, huh? Look at that. You can do it in no time at all. Look at that. The whole skin comes right off. Right out. That's it. Here is the skin of the tomatoes. Thank you very much. Nice and chewy. We don't want it. Now, we're going to take the core of the tomato. I'm using a very simple little paring knife, and I'm going around. I want to make sure you can see it. Very, very simple. I'm taking that off, because that's also not very nice in your sauces. Not very nice at all. Not only is it no good and chewy, but it's not very attractive. So we disposed of that also. Now what do? Aha! We're going to take all the seeds off. Very, very simple. Look at my technique. I'm putting the tomato upside down. Now, of course, the tomato is going to hold now because I got that cut off. Now, all I do is I go like that around it. See, I'm not going too deep. See how simple it is? Now, look at that. See? I hope you can see it. Very simple to do. Voila. Here it is. Now, what's that? All that is no good. All that is seeds. All that is the inside of the tomato. That's not good. Now, if you want to make a sauce with it, yeah, you can do that. You can save that and make a sauce. But if you're going to use tomato concasse, which is nice and diced and chopped tomatoes, you must do it this way. We take that and dispose of that. Then what else do we do? Let me get another little bowl here. I want to dispose of all the seeds. Look what I do here. All I got to do is just push them out. Look how simple it was. Can we see here how simple it is? Now, I tell you what, when until you actually chew on those things, it is really, it makes such a big, big difference. Not only that, but you know what? It looks good. That's another thing that I want to tell you. Food, to me, has to look good. It can't just taste good. It has to look good, because all of a sudden it sends a message to your brain and say that it is going to taste good because it looks good. So let me dispose of all that right here. I'm going to show you what to do also. I am going to chop. You know what I'm going to do first? I want to make sure that my fry pan is hot enough by the time I get ready for the shrimp. So I am going to warm up my fry pan, because the next step now is to do the shrimps. Very simple. And as you can see, and now you know what, I bet you can do it a lot faster than I can, because I'm talking so much. You wouldn't be doing all that talking in your kitchen. You'd be working. So within 10 minutes, you can prepare that dish. Isn't that a wonderful thing? I mean, who wants to spend the whole day in the kitchen? I mean, after all, cooking is supposed to be fun. We don't want to spend the whole day in the kitchen cooking. Tomato concasse is simple. Now, look what I'm doing here. I'm cutting little pieces around like that, strips, and look at that. And again, I am trying to create the same size. See, because again, it looks better, and again, because they will cook always in the same amount of time. See, when you think about it, I mean, if you put that whole piece of tomato in there, and if you put that little guy in there, they won't cook in the same amount of time. So we cut them nice and strip. Now you see how simple that was? To make little tomato cube. And look, you know the beauty of it too? Not only that, not only is it better without the skin and without the seed because it tastes better, but look, it looks so much nicer. It's nice and neat. So we're going to take that and put all that in a little bowl because I'm going to need them next. Okay, next steps now is to cook the shrimps. Very, very simple next step. Let me clean my hand. Oh, that's one thing you must do also. You know, when you work, clean up, I like to work in a nice, clean environment, nice and clean. Okay, let's see. Let's make sure now the pan is hot enough. Oh, not too hot. We're going to put a little bit of butter right here. Just a little bit now. You don't have to put a lot. And for flavor and also to avoid the butter from burning, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. The olive oil will allow the butter to stay longer in the pan without burning. It would increase the heat. You will be able to cook the butter a lot longer without burning if you add a little bit of olive oil. Now, we are going to put a little pepper, white pepper that is, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to put the shrimps in the pan. Very simple, you see. So far, I'm doing that. It's very, very, very simple. We're going to saute them for a couple of seconds, and after that, let me make the heat a little bit hotter. After that, we are going to add the shallots. Now, shallots, very, very important. You must cook the shallots until they become transparent. What that does is that opens up the shallots and release all of their beautiful juice. If you put shallots in there, you don't release the juice, then it's not worth it. You have to open them up, and when they are transparent, that means they have then released the beautiful juice and the sauce. Oh, it's unbelievable. Now, I'm going to turn the shrimps on the other side, and look how beautiful they are. Oh, I didn't tell you about the shrimps. Mamma mia, I got so much to tell you that I forget the important thing. Those shrimps, the size, I didn't tell you, did I? No, I don't think I told you. No, I didn't. They're U15. What does that mean? That means then there is 15 shrimp into a pound. Now, you can buy 21.25. That means there's 21.25 to a pound. You know, for a main course, for a dinner, I like to use U15. Don't use much smaller than that. Otherwise, they look too small. Okay, look at the shallots now. They are little, let me reduce my heat. I don't want it to be too hot. My shallots are now a little translucent. It's fine. I am going to add a quarter cup of white vermouth. White vermouth. Just going to add some white vermouth now to deglaze the pan. You can add very dry white wine if you wish, but I like to use white vermouth because this one is a very dry white vermouth, and I like to use it. The reason why I use the white vermouth is also because I'm adding now my quarter cup of sambuca. Oh. You could smell the flavor that is coming out of this pan now. Oh, it's unbelievable. I love sambuca. Now, if you don't like sambuca, you know sambuca, it's got a licorice flavor to it. If you don't like sambuca, you can use the same technique with bourbon. You can use it with brandy. You can use it with whiskey. Whatever you like, that's okay. Sambuca happens to be the recipe that we do at the Left Bank and it's so popular. Now, we are going to add, I know some of you out there said, oh, mamma mia, here it is again, our French chef is using cream. One of my very few recipes that I use is so popular, I had to share it with you. I could not do the show without sharing that recipe with you. It's the most popular one. Little cream, okay, don't tell anybody now. Don't tell anybody. A little cream. Then we're going to add a little bit of parsley, chopped parsley. Very simple right here. Now, of course, a tomato concasse right here. That's about a quarter cup per person. You know, you'll have to multiply the recipe of exactly what it is we do. You know, I'm doing it for one here, but if you make it for two, just double it. Oh, you know what? You don't really have to measure. Please don't measure. I mean, tomato concasse, it's something you don't need to measure. I mean, you can put a little bit more. I mean, look at that. You think really we counted how many there is here? It's supposed to be a quarter cup. Well, if you have a half a cup, so what? It's not going to be, if you like tomatoes, add a little more tomatoes. That's okay. Now, it's ready. How are we going to serve that? I'm going to reduce the fire very, very low because I don't want it to reduce any more than that. Now, I'm going to serve it. I'm going to present the plate. Now, what I have to do here, what I'm doing is I'm doing it on a, with fresh fettuccine. Now, I have a little hot water. I'm taking my fettuccine right here. I have pre-cooked it. And do me a favor, please, please, whatever you do, you got to use fresh pasta. You can't use, no matter where you are. I bet if you are in Alaska or Nebraska or Detroit, anywhere there is, in a corner in the street, somewhere there's somebody making fresh pasta. Oh, there's so much difference in texture and flavor if you use fresh pasta. You must use fresh pasta. So here it is. I have my fettuccine. Then it only takes 2 minutes to cook them. Look at that. That's all it takes, a couple of minutes to cook them. As a matter of fact, here I have a little too much. I want to show you what we need to do, okay? You use, I would say, about a third of a pound per person. Let's put a little pepper, a little salt, very simple, and a little parsley. Let me go back over here. And all you do is you just mix it a little bit, just to give it a nice little color. Take those noodles, and put them right in the middle of the plate. Now look how simple it is, right? Fresh, you gotta use fresh. Let me go back over here now and set up my plate. Very simple, look what I'm doing. I'm going with the shrimp, I'm putting them all the way around it. And do me a favor, please, please, please do me a favor, make it look pretty. It only takes a couple of extra seconds. You know, I really want you to learn how to make things look pretty. Eh? This is very important. It doesn't take any longer. You know, you could slap them on a plate, but I tell you what, it tastes a lot better if it's pretty. I know. Okay, now, I got a little trick here to tell you. Now, you can serve it like that, and it's okay. It's wonderful. But if you were good this week, I mean, if you didn't eat too much sweet, if you didn't eat too much sugar, don't tell anybody. A little butter is wonderful. You know what that does? That makes it smooth. That gives you a flavor like you won't believe. It's absolutely, absolutely wonderful. So look what I'm doing now. I'm going over here. I'm putting that sauce. Oh, this is really, really, absolutely incredible dish. That's why it's so popular at the Left Bank. It really, really is so popular. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to clean up the plate. Now, of course, you can serve it like that. But you know, let me give you a quick little tips. I have beautiful leaves right here of parsley. You can use Italian parsley. You can use cilantro. You can use even basil leaf. But look at that. I mean, you know what? It only takes a couple of extra seconds. That's all it takes. It really takes only a couple of extra seconds. And look how pretty it is. We're going to put the leaves. Oh, mamma mia. I got to take the time to do it because it's really too important. You must do the... Look at that. Okay, now let's do something else. I have beautiful chives, and I want to put chives. You can use garlic chives. Oh, mamma mia, just broke them. You got to be careful with them. Look at that. Beautiful garlic chives. You take them, you put them in the middle of the plate, hold it over here, and serve that. You know, I love to do that. But look at this beautiful plate. It's very, very simple to prepare. You can serve it as an appetizer. You can serve it as a main course. But take the time. You'll enjoy it very, very much. It's one of my favorite items.
Shrimp sambuca. Begin with 1½ pounds of fresh shrimp peeled and deveined, 2 minced shallots, 1/4 cup tomato concasse, white pepper and salt to taste, 1/4 cup dry vermouth, 2 tablespoons of sambuca, 1/2 cup heavy cream, and 1 tablespoon of chopped parsley. And that's served with 1/2 pound of fresh fettuccine with pepper and salt to taste and parsley.
Well, here we have my favorite moment to enjoy now this marvelous shrimp sambuca. And to complement it, I have picked a beautiful Chardonnay. You know, in wine, there's 2 very important elements you must consider. The acidity and the sugar in the wine. Well, here we have a sugar provided in a dish with a sambuca. It's very sweet licorice liquor. The dryness comes from the dry vermouth. So we need to balance it. Perfect wine to complement it is a beautiful Chardonnay. Let me tell you a couple of little things that are very important about this dish. First of all, be sure to use fresh shrimps. Second of all, and very, very important, please, whatever you do, take the time to get fresh pasta. Fresh linguine, fresh fettuccine, fresh whatever it is you like, as long as it's fresh. The texture of a fresh pasta doesn't even compare to anything else. You must have it. Thank you again very, very much for watching Sunshine Cuisine. And remember, you learn it from Jean Pierre right here on Sunshine Cuisine.
For the recipes you enjoyed today, plus many more, order your own copy of Jean Pierre's new cookbook, Sunshine Cuisine, for $20 plus $3.50 shipping and handling. Please phone 1-800-582-1800 with your credit card ready, or send your check or money order for $23.50 to Sunshine Cuisine, P.O. Box 105841, Atlanta, Georgia 30348.
What's your favorite kind of food? French food. Oh, we got one who likes French food.
Italian food. Pasta.
I like the filette de pomodoros. I like the veal cutlet parmesans.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You like that?
I don't.
Well, I like everything.
You like everything?
Men included.
Tell me, what's your favorite kind of food?
In America, I eat borscht.
Borscht?
Borscht.
Spanish food.
I would have to say cheesecake.
As you can see, it does wonders for my body.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Chocolate.
To order your 2-volume VHS collector's edition of Sunshine Cuisine main courses for $29.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling, please phone 1-800-533-8321 or write Sunshine Cuisine, P.O. Box 68618, Indianapolis, Indiana 46268. Please enclose a check for $34.90.